1 point, y'all. The Kings fell just 1 point in Game 4 against the Golden State Warriors, but the fight is far from over, and we want to know how you're feeling about Game 4 and the overall series just in general. So scan that QR code on your screen. Let us know. Keep those pictures coming, too. And fans here in Sacramento are still holding on to their hometown team by showing up and showing out to DOCO, even while the team played in San Francisco. And through the years, DOCO has been through quite the makeover, I would say, with fans crediting the addition of the Golden One Center as helping bring the area back to life. And our Jeannie Nguyen gives us a look back in time to what was once called the Downtown Plaza and the transformation to what we now know as DOCO.
As a lifelong Sacramento resident,
they used to have Thursday Night Market here back in the 90s and a couple other stores here.
Roosevelt Beatty is no stranger to what was here before Downtown Commons ever became DOCO. It's also a chance for him to show his daughter, Taya, what it once was to what it is now.
Nothing out there, so this right here, the Golden One now, is just bringing everything out now. Bring the downtown area out, period.
Before the Golden One Center, this area was known as the Downtown Plaza. Scott Ford with the Downtown Sacramento Partnership says Macy's came into the picture in the 1960s to help reinvent the area, and it continued to grow into the 90s.
They revitalized it as a two-story indoor-outdoor downtown mall that had, I think, 120 national and local retailers mixed in.
But Ford says what really helped make this place a destination for locals and visitors was the addition of the Golden One Center in 2016, after it became official that the Sacramento Kings were staying for good.
We want people to come down here, have positive experiences, whether it's at a Kings game, whether it's at a concert, whether it's at a great Farm to Fork restaurant, or all the other amenities now that are located here in downtown Sacramento. That builds a healthier and more sustainable downtown, and it serves a broader cross-section of our community.
And with the Kings in the playoffs for the first time in a long time, Ford says that's only adding to this area's popularity.
We're seeing sold-out arenas. We're seeing thousands of people flood into the heart of the city just to be around it, to be in a place where they can see the beam lit after the Kings win.
With just how many wins the Kings have under their belt this season, Taya knows this is a big deal for her dad.
Hey, for my dad, he's like one of the only Kings fans I really know.
And as far as Roosevelt is concerned, he believes he knows just how well the Kings will continue to perform throughout the remainder of the season.
I don't think we'll blow them out. I think it's going to be a sweep. I think we're too fast and quick. Fox is off the hook. Monk's off the hook. This is going to be Sabonis is off the hook. We're faster. We're younger. We move the ball. Brown's doing good coaching. We got him.
All of this with the belief that the Kings will continue to be the reason that DOCO will be a go-to place for years to come.
I think we're going to make the playoffs again next year if we don't go all the way this year. That's going to bring a big crowd still.
And since the initial investment into the Golden One Center, the Downtown Sacramento Partnership says that there has been more than $6 billion in private investments into the downtown area, and that number just continues to grow. And the Kings had a great game on Sunday. And it's not just me that's saying that. I want to go ahead and bring in Kevin John because, Kevin, you spoke to NBA champ, ESPN sports analyst Kendrick Perkins, who said, give credit where credit is due. The Kings had a great game, even if it was just that 1 point that was missed.
Absolutely. You know, it's tough to say when a team is defeated to say, oh, they played great and they played a heck of a game. But, Alex, in this defeat, the Kings played one heck of a game. Keep in mind, this is a team that had been struggling with their three-point shot throughout the series. They shot 23% from three-point land in Game 3. They came in Game 4, shot 40% from behind the arc. They got heavy production from their rookie Keegan Murray, who had been pretty much absent the whole series. He breaks out for 23 points, goes 5 of 7 from three-point line. So you look at a lot of the things that the Kings did in yesterday's game, and even though they lost, they can walk away from that game, Alex, feeling confident, feeling optimistic, and feeling proud because they took the defending champions down to the final shot and barely lost.
Literally, like seconds it was.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It is funny being in the arena. Everyone was on pins and needles when Harrison Barnes had shot that three-pointer because we know if it goes in, the Kings win. If not, they lose. But the good news is the Kings still have home court advantage throughout the rest of the playoffs, which means 2 of the final 3 games will be at Golden One Center if it goes to 7 games. But real quick, I do want to get to the soundbite from Kendrick Perkins, ESPN sports personality and NBA champion. He had some great things to say about the Kings, Alex. Take a listen.
This team is on a mission. Like, this team is playing together, moving, cutting without the basketball. And as I watched them win games, I'm like, oh, they're serious. And then all of a sudden, they started to establish this home court identity. And now I'm seeing the fan base, and I'm like, oh, no, this team is real.
Definitely real indeed.
Yeah, and that's so interesting because Jerry Reynolds, longtime Kings commentator, he also said this is an unselfish team. They are not selfish. They play together, they win together, and that's one thing that's really great about this team. Now, before I let you go here, Game 5 coming up, we got the big news about Fox and his finger. What can we expect for this next game?
Well, you know, we're expecting the Kings to list Fox is doubtful for Game 5 on Wednesday night, but I'll tell you this, Alex, if there's anything we know about De'Aaron Fox, that man will play through any kind of energy, and it's going to take a whole lot more than a fractured index finger to keep De'Aaron Fox on the sideline. So I'm expecting him to play in Game 5, and as we know, Game 5s are very pivotal in a best-of-7 series, especially when the series is tied at 2 games apiece. The winner of Game 5 goes on to win the series 80% of the time. So we'll see what'll happen.
Yep, and can't wait to hear some commentary from you as well. Thank you so much, Kevin.
Thank you, Alex. Always a pleasure to be here with you.
Oh, you too. Thanks, Kevin. All right, and we have been asking how you're feeling about Game 4. You guys had a lot to say. And if you had to sum up the game, what would you say? That's the question that we asked. And here are a few of your comments. Some people saying it was a roller coaster. It was intense. It was crazy. Some of you said, we almost had it. Let's take it home. And then someone said, not even a Kings fan, but that was their game to take a 3-1 lead. Aaron saying way better than Game 3. But Linda, I want to get to Linda's comment because she summed it up the best. She said the Kings were awesome. Definitely agree with that. A lot to talk about when it comes to the King. Make sure you send us your thoughts at 916-321-3310, or you can just scan the QR code on your screen right now. You might just see your thoughts, ideas, comments right here. And many of you have already been planning to your next watch party for the game, Game 5 on Wednesday. But I just want to let you know, it won't be as simple as turning on ABC 10 because Game 5, it is on cable, which brings us to a question that actually one of you had at home. So Craig said, when I was in my late 40s, I remember Kings games were televised, at least most of them. I pick up all my television programs via an outdoor antenna, so I'm out of luck there. Can you report why it costs so much to purchase sports programming? Well, Craig, we looked into it. An expert that we spoke to says that it comes down to the deal between providers and the leagues.
The primary reason it's so challenging to watch sports, especially playoffs in particular, is that playoff games are ultimately sold to the highest bidder, and networks are generally willing to pay quite a large sum of money to get those contracts because they bring so many eyeballs to their network.
And Palazzolo adds that ultimately the goal at the end of the day for the sports leagues is to get as much money as they can from those contracts and not to ensure that as many people can watch those games as possible. We have more on this at abc10.com/to-the-point if you want to check it out. All right, after the break, a school district is targeted in a newly announced investigation. How school officials are now responding. Stockton Unified School District is in hot water after the San Joaquin County District Attorney announced his office is launching an investigation into the district revolving around potential financial mismanagement. Our Kurt Rivera explains the details.
Already under fire amid several investigations, the Stockton Unified School District now faces another one launched by San Joaquin County District Attorney Ron Freitas.
Any attempt to steal off the back of our school children will simply not be tolerated.
The DA says his independent investigation into the school district comes on the heels of 2 grand jury reports and an investigation conducted by the state. Freitas spoke for just over 2 minutes, didn't elaborate on any details, and would not take any reporter questions. Interim Stockton Unified Superintendent Dr. Tracy Miller quickly responded by saying the district welcomes an investigation.
If there are issues inside this organization that need to be dealt with, if there are adults in this organization that are doing something on the backs of our children, we need to deal with that. And we are not afraid.
The state's so-called extraordinary audit released in February by the San Joaquin County Office of Education and the Fiscal Crisis and Management Assistance Team found fraud, misappropriation of funds and/or assets, and more. Then earlier this month, 3 top business officials announced their resignations from the district. One of them is interim chief business official Joanne Juarez. She's been in charge of overseeing recommendations and more from the state and grand jury investigations. In a resignation letter, she lashed out at the school board president, Angel Ann Flores, saying in part, quote, "She has created a hostile working environment for me and my team and has created great damage to my professional reputation."
The San Joaquin County District Attorney urges anyone with tips regarding the Stockton Unified School District to call 209-468 2400. Bringing beauty to education. After the break, how an organization is transforming school campuses to better students' education. Lieutenant Governor Eleni Kounalakis announced today that she is running for governor in 2026 after current Governor Gavin Newsom terms out. And if elected, she would be the first female governor of California, and she is no stranger to first. Kounalakis is the first female lieutenant governor, first female to sign a bill into law when Governor Newsom was out on vacation. And as political reporter Morgan Reiner explains, the first to launch a campaign to replace him years ahead of the election.
Lieutenant Governor Eleni Kounalakis has never shied away from her goal of becoming governor of California.
Going back to right after she was first elected to as lieutenant governor in 2018, she and Betty Yee, the state controller, and Fiona Ma, the new state treasurer, were at a Sacramento Press Club event. And a reporter asked all three, would you be willing, do you think you would like to run for governor someday and become the first woman governor in the state of California? All three of them responded, I'm in.
Today, she committed to that answer, announcing on social media she is running in 2026.
It's nowhere near 2026. But Eleni Kounalakis, by putting her name first, is going to be at the front of that conversation. In every article written about the governor's race for the next 3 years now, she's going to be mentioned and mentioned prominently.
Both UC San Diego political science professor Thad Kauser and analyst Steve Swat believe this is to her advantage because even though she won a statewide election, her name recognition is low.
I think most Californians would be hard-pressed to name an official function of the lieutenant governor other than being on standby in case the governor's office should become vacant.
The campaigning starts today, and Kounalakis does have strong financial support. Kounalakis is the daughter of a Greek immigrant. Her father now owns a very successful development company.
Her father has been a major donor who supported gubernatorial campaigns and other major races in California, and so she will have some family ability to draw on.
Here are some other stories people are talking about today. Conservative TV host Tucker Carlson has left Fox News. The network confirmed his last show was last Friday, which was April 21st. And meanwhile, longtime CNN anchor Don Lemon announced today that he has been fired from the network. He released a statement claiming CNN refused to tell him directly and informed his agent instead. A Sacramento man who is now behind bars has been linked to liquor store burglaries across 6 counties. And deputies say a search of Devon DeVoe's car uncovered evidence of burglaries in Placer, Sacramento, Santa Clara, Solano, and Yolo counties. He is facing charges of organized retail theft over a 9-month period. And Davis police are asking for your help tracking down several suspected prowlers. Take a look. These clips show men trespassing on several properties, trying to unsuccessfully open doors to people's homes. If you do have any information on these incidences, you are asked to call the Davis police. You can find more information at abc10.com. All right, bringing color and encouragement to kids and communities. That is the goal of a partnership between Wide Open Wall, Mural Festival, and Sacramento City Unified School District and artists. They are transforming school campuses into works of art. Becca Habecker shows us that kids are learning as a result of it.
Which one's your favorite so far?
Principal Laura Butler is welcoming her students at Lincoln Elementary School as they return from the weekend to see some 24 murals covering campus.
There's a little turtle. Those are all California native.
Butler's is the 6th of 7 Sacramento City Unified School District campuses benefiting this school year from the district's partnership with Wide Open Walls, where artists like Erica Thomas beautify buildings.
Seeing the kids' expressions, having them come up because we get to come in early and work during the school week. So the kids surround us, ask questions about the mural process.
Oh, the one over there with the robot. I like that one.
We asked 12-year-old Kean Williams to show us his favorite mural.
Well, actually, I'll do this one. This reminds me of my grandma because she was in the Air Force.
This 6th grader went around talking to as many artists as he could when they were on campus, and he became our tour guide.
I want to see some others. This one was a new one to me. This one looks pretty interesting. My hand is artist right here. And now it's special because it will be here for every other people that come to this school.
One of the things I love is that it's all different, and so to expose them to different kinds of art.
This one looks really cool too. So this is really pretty.
You know, after pandemic, the kids, they had a rough go, so to be able to give something like this to them is amazing.
So who decides what goes on the walls?
Surveys are sent out to the kids, the teachers, and the parents to find out what is it that they want painted to their school.
This is the first school year of this partnership between the district and Wide Open Walls. The artists are paid for their murals, and schools are chosen with a focus on equity.
To identify neighborhoods that are more marginalized.
District Community Engagement Manager Nikki Kanga says each school that is selected gets a community fair where the public is invited to watch the artists paint.
When we come to these neighborhoods, we're providing free meals, free bicycle repairs, brake light repairs, and all kinds of different community resources, live entertainment.
They even did a portrait of our plant manager, too.
Beautiful recognition.
Mr. Juan, as he's known to students, says all of these murals send a message.
I think it's important and very vital because the kids have to see that in general that the community cares. And just the full display of everything around the campus, the art, the colors, it's this level of vibrance that's needed all the time. Just an open display of just good energy, positive vibes.
They deserve to be in a place that's beautiful and welcoming.
I really like the quote on this one.
A place that inspires them.
My chance will come.
What do you like about that?
It gives you an opportunity to do something.
Becca had the cutest tour guides. I love that. And this project this school year, it cost the district more than $200,000. It was paid with federal funds allocated to schools throughout the American Rescue Plan. And the Sacramento City Unified Board of Education will decide whether to include funds in next year's school budget to continue this project. Very beautiful. I love that story. All right, let's take a look outside, get a look at our current temperatures here. Another warm day. Sacramento seeing 77, same thing in Stockton. And here's a quick check of your 10-day forecast. Looking pretty beautiful as we get closer to that next game. Businesses all around town are coming up with very creative ways to show their support for the Beam team as they make their way through the playoffs. And our Candace Red spoke with one business owner getting on in the Kings craze.
Jasmine Bronson opened this coffee shop with her sisters last year.
I come from a family of entrepreneurs, so I have to keep it going.
Between Wednesdays and Sundays, Drip Espresso serves hot or iced coffee in Sacramento's Midtown neighborhood. The main menu comes with
Americanos, espresso shots, chai lattes, matcha lattes. The list goes on and on. Anything you'd like, we are happy to create it for you.
Now, with the Sacramento Kings in the playoffs, Drip Espresso is offering Kings-themed drinks too.
We are lighting the beam all season long here at Drip Espresso. Starting this Wednesday, we will have a Light the Beam section to the menu, serving a lavender lemonade as well as a lavender honey latte, which can come iced or hot.
Bronson says it's not just about supporting the Beam team, but Black-owned businesses led by women too.
We have children and families, there's 3 of us. It's important just for us to lead the way and show them what it means to be a part of, not only our Sacramento community, but as also generational wealth.
According to the Pew Research Center, there were only 3% of Black-owned businesses in the U.S., compared to 86% of white-owned businesses in 2020, and more than half of the Black business owners were men.
It's kind of disheartening, but at the same time, I feel empowered to do something about it, and here we are today.
Bronson is working to make a positive change through Drip Espresso, and when it comes to joining the Kings craze,
I love the Sacramento Kings. I am a faithful Sacramentan. I just feel like it's all about camaraderie and teamwork, and I feel like it just gets the city excited. Everyone's out, everyone's in a good mood. Why not?
I second that. And Drip Espresso gets most of their ingredients and other products from other underrepresented communities in the coffee business, like women and LGBTQ plus vendors. And before we go here, I do want to share what we're working on for tomorrow. I sat down with a brilliant woman named Kiva. She is sharing her struggles with food insecurity and how she went from hungry to actually helping other people. And food insecurity, it impacts so many people right here in Northern California in our own backyard. And the food banks that I've spoken to say the need is only getting worse. So I hope that you'll join us tomorrow for that story, and have a great night. We'll see you later. Hey, it's Alex. Just wanted to say thank you so much for watching. I really love hearing from everyone, and I hope that you'll stay in touch. Reach out to me on Facebook at AlexBellTV, or you can email me at tothepoint@abc10.com, or you can even send me a text message at 916-321-3310.